Hello, viewers. I'm SB,
And I'm Amabel.
and welcome back to Disco Elysium, where this is what Amabel has assembled. Just look at this. Just look at this man. Maximum man right there. I,
Yeah,
I
I'm
like that
not.
the flip up shades kind of just look like big bushy eyebrows.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this guy's whole deal. Really.
Yeah, I can see where that comes
Okay.
from.
So I'm trying to determine where the shot came from. I'm checking the boardwalk for bullet traces. I think. I think we're right. You said that it's probably some kind of building, so I'm gonna assume it is this building I can't get into. Is what I need
Do
to
you
figure out.
do you want to maybe like zoom out very slightly, just like a little bit? Okay, there you go. I mean,
Like, give
maybe,
the
or maybe not. I don't. I literally don't know. This is not one of the things that I remember.
yeah. The only thing really, like, this doesn't do anything.
Speaking of things that I remember, I don't. I didn't remember a bunch of things, but I did go back and look some stuff up about my playthrough.
You see, a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off.
Yeah, I can't do anything there. Okay, yes. Tell me about what do you want to share?
Well, for one thing, I wanted to wait until. Obviously, I needed to wait until you found out that the murder victim was shot before they hanged him. Before we could talk about this, but I did want to talk about just like some of the differences in the way we. Oh, this is interesting. Some of the differences in the way we dealt with like the body and stuff.
Okay.
Because you got the body down with an incredible shot that is like way outside of the average role for your character in
Yeah.
that situation. It was a
I
very
keep trying to replicate. It keeps not working for me.
it was very impressive. I couldn't remember actually how I got the body down.
Yeah.
So first of all, one thing I learned is that I on day one I stayed up until like 3 a.m. trying to
Okay.
solve crimes and stuff. I kept Kim up all night. If you know what I'm saying, Amabel.
Oh. Yeah. What are you saying?
If you know what I'm saying,
I don't.
okay. Well, then you should listen closer because I did just say it. What ended up happening was I got Everett to tell Measurehead to get the body down. That's how I got the body down.
Oh wow.
It's a very different path.
Yeah. It sounds like.
Because I don't think I had talked to Measurehead at all by that point. I got to Everett's office in a very different way than you did as well. So
Yeah. There's a little ladder here. I don't remember that.
the ladder leads to a school of fish swimming in the kelp.
Well, that's nice. There's the Fisher lady. Where was somewhere? Wait, did I talk to these people?
Where
I don't remember
was,
these people.
Where was somewhere indeed?
The I have to go around. Okay. The fishing hole where the lady's recording the ice sounds.
That's by the church.
Okay.
Grumbles an unshaven man with a ruddy nose. He narrows his eyes at you as if in recognition, then turns his head away.
Don't you call her? Yeah! Don't call Abigail!
I'll call whoever I want. Don't tell me what to do.
Abigail! Don't call her!
He waves a finger in your general direction.
You're not going to get anything out of this guy. He's too drunk. Never thought you'd see such a thing in your life. But this guy's a little too drunk.
Who are you? What's your name?
Don't call Abigail.
Amabel, what did your brain just tell you? His eyes move around erratically, the look in them hazy and unfocused.
Tell me about your friends.
Don't you fucking call her. Hear me? Abigail.
His voice trembles with every word, becoming ever weaker.
Don't call Abigail.
He whimpers softly, his voice trailing off into nothingness.
How about this guy?
Hey, tequila!
A 30-something man, clad in a two-piece lycra tracksuit, puts down his pilsner and extends his hand in greeting.
Good to see you. How's business? How's the whole reality situation treating you?
Yeah, I'll shake his hand.
So what's happening?
There's something about this guy's vocal performance that I'm really into.
Wait, tequila?
Yeah, Tequila Sunset. How are the, high-concept, reality-based adventures proceeding?
He says it like it's obviously your name. Like you call someone Billy Brunel or leader of the 4th Street Gang.
Okay, let's see what I got here. I got your losing streak. Reality makes me aggressively sad. That's pretty good.
That's fair. That's fair.
People tell me I'm a cop and getting used to that. I re-entered reality to conquer it. Dependent on my will, I'm the law.
Yeah, I don't know if you have the authority to pull
boring
that
one.
off.
Okay, I'm gonna go with either 5 or 2.
Yeah, 5 sounds like you.
God damn it. Nothing special. Like everyone else, I have all sorts of wild thoughts running through my head, but then pick the most boring one.
Things aren't going super well for Idiot Doom Spiral either. Haven't found those keys yet, haven't won that great piece of ass back. No word from my business buddies.
He takes a sip from his beer.
Idiot Doom Spiral, huh? This is bound to be a good, high-concept conversation. At last.
What do you guys do around here?
We are saving the world.
He looks at his comrades.
Please. Please don't call. Don't call.
Begs the man in the pipe.
Okay, we're drinking. We're drinking alcohol. That's what we're doing. I tried to save the world once, a long time ago, with enterprise, creativity, and willpower. But that didn't work out. So now, it's a pirate's life for me.
What is a tequila sunset? You keep saying it.
Amabel.
It's you. Your tequila sunset.
Tequila.
I am trying.
Okay. The last syllable is just la.
How do you know this?
We've met before. Don't you remember?
No.
Aha. Do you want to know how Tequila Sunset came to be?
This does sound scary, but I'm gonna say go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Let me take a sip to moisten up my cords.
Gross.
Tequila Sunset rolled into Martinez last Friday. And by Tequila Sunset, I mean you. The man, the myth.
So, I had the option to back away, and I know the game and you have been giving me crap about picking like boring regular choices, but I always pick the choice that hurts the most.
I have not given you any crap.
Little bit.
I am describing you literally, and if you are finding insult in that, I would say that is a job to take up with the lady in the mirror.
What I'm saying is that, like, I try to pick the choices that hurt other people the least, but I'm not afraid of picking choices that cause harm to my character. I do not flinch from that. Wait, did we meet on Friday?
Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. Stop interrupting.
He takes another sip, then continues.
You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the worm, I mean the buzz. Because as far as I know, all you did was get piss drunk. Word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer, and that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head right in front of them. That's pretty high concept, if you ask me.
It is.
I have
Oh yeah, that's totally your style.
I have conceptualized it, and it is high concept.
The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He's listening as casually as he can.
Oh yeah, not the first time this comes up. Cough, cough.
Hey, man, I'm not judging. This life's a valley of woes. Some of the highest concept people in history have killed themselves and been drunks.
He's got you there.
Either way, it was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, got our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this. We get our drink on 24/7. Makes everything warm and glowy. I trust you know the feeling. One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series of dings and bangs. Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. That's just the reality we're in.
Naturally.
Anyway, there was a brief silence, a gasp of silence, if you will, followed by a real commotion. We heard the carriage careening towards the coast at top speed. Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate the speed of an alcoholic.
3 men are standing on a wooden platform extending out from the shore of a dilapidated fishing village. Their cheeks red, spirits high, beers in hand, eyes glazed over.
What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you. Right there on the beach. You revved the engine and screamed at the top of your lungs. "The time hath come!" So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time hath come. To which you replied, "The time hath come for tequila sunset, the end of all things."
Oh god. What happened next?
Your reality contracted. You jammed the pedal, plowed right off the jetty, and through the ice.
Your hands cramp on the steering levers.
We ran towards the ice whilst you crawled your way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and shit, like some kind of sea monster. When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. It was too late to get in there, though. The carriage had sunk too deep. Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences and invited you to party with us, which you naturally agreed to.
What else was there to do? Thank you, brothers, for your helping hand.
We asked about the whole tequila sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now and insisted that we all call you that from then on.
Wait, so is it an event or a name?
I'm not sure. I think you were the event. Tequila sunset. You know, as opposed to a tequila sunrise, which is long gone.
Wait, why is a sunrise long gone? Don't. Okay. See, I like the idea of like, okay, this sounds like a good name. This is a new name. I don't like Harry, but I don't like the alcoholic bender associations so much.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering which of these. I'll go with the first one. Tequila. Well, can you get to me one more time, sweetheart?
Yeah, tequila.
Tequila.
The last syllable is
Tequila.
just la.
Wow, tequila.
Yeah.
Sunset, huh? Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I agree.
He smiles.
How long did we party for?
Hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. Then, at some point, I think it was Sunday morning, you got belligerent and wanted to talk about Revacholian women.
Oh, this is not going good
Ooh.
places.
Yeah.
How they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while, you crossed the event horizon, looked sullen, got up, and left without saying anything.
Wow, that's quite a story.
Yeah, I bet Tequila's a fucking legend around the precinct. You must be proud to work with him.
If you only knew.
I winced with my entire body.
Yeah. Did I tell you anything specific about the person that quote unquote fucked me?
You were pretty vague about it, but you kept saying you got fucked real hard, and that we've all been fucked too.
No one's fucked me. I do the fucking around here.
Abigail.
It seemed pretty painful, to be honest with you. If I had to guess, I'd say you're still working through some shit.
Did I mention losing anything else?
Beside your gun and your badge, you said something about your hope or heart or something. To be honest, the details are a little hazy. In retrospect, I guess you lost your motor carriage too? That's a big one.
Did I say anything about my colleagues?
You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers whose main interest was cramping your style. No specifics, though. It was more about you that night. You were the star of the show.
Did I say anything about the case?
Yeah, you said it was no biggie and that you'd solve it in no time. And that you didn't need anyone to do it. You're doing it solo now.
Well, that's just not. It's just proven to be not true.
A lot of cops go solo and hermit once they reach that level of alcoholism.
Thank you, Kim.
Yeah, thanks, Kim. Did we talk about politics?
Yeah, you kept talking about how the coal mine owners were fucking us all over, just like that woman fucked you. I didn't agree with you, by the way. The spectral hand of the market makes sure everyone gets exactly what they deserve.
He takes a long sip of beer.
Oh, this I don't like this guy. Uh, did you get a read on what kind of cop I was?
You said being a cop was real boring and that there was no reason to talk about it.
He shrugs.
You also kept pausing to knock the heel of your hand against your temple, saying, boring, boring, boring.
Okay, I don't need to hear anymore.
It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid mine at all costs.
You seem like you're characterized by your storytelling ability. Want to tell me another one sometime?
Whoop-de-doo. So now I'm a fucking storyteller. Right. Why not? Better than a beach bum.
Yeah. Want to tell me how you became idiot doom spiral?
It depends, really. Are you willing to help me out?
The gleam in his eyes and the slouch in his posture is so incredibly familiar. You might get scammed here.
I have a feeling that this is going to cost me a lot.
No, the reality of the situation requires a rather modest contribution. A little motivational package.
What do you need?
Booze. Did you already forget our party? The thing I relayed to you earlier. So, have you got anything for good old idiot Doom Spiral? A bottle for a story. Seems fair to me.
I don't have any on me right now.
Then I will see you again once you've procured some. Par exemple, my good friend Rosemary here sells all kinds of stuff.
All kinds, sir. Beer and wine.
Be seeing you.
You too, Tequila Sunset.
Well, there you go. You learned some stuff.
Yeah.
Good to see you, friend. Do I have deals set up for you, buddy boy?
He spreads his arms as if wanting to embrace you.
Good to see you too, friend.
So what do you want? I got smokes. They're cheap. Very cheap. I got Pilsner. Great deal. You won't get a better deal on that piss. Spirits I can let go for 300 real. I also have speed. And by speed, I mean amphetamine.
I'm
In the
off.
civilized world, it's a custom to tip the shopkeep, friend. But come back anyway.
That's not right. That's not a real thing.
No. Okay. Oh, there's... what is this over here? I have to go all the way around. Oh my goodness. Okay.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
Okay. Alright, let me go back and... I didn't talk to the people in the tent.
That is true, you did not.
And that's the wrong way. Okay.
Yeah, north. You need to go north.
My sense of direction is so poor.
So,
Yeah.
you want to guess? You want to guess what my copotype was?
Yeah, what was your copper type? Was it... It wasn't the regular cop.
It was not the regular cop.
Was...
There
Was
are
it the
some elements
suicide?
of our behavior that was very different. I definitely was not getting regular cop.
Was it the suicide cop or the art cop? Those are the only ones that I've been offered, so I don't know what else there is.
No, this is going to blow your mind. The first copotype that I was offered, the one that the game felt was most emblematic of my behavior, was sorry cop. The sorriest
Okay.
cop.
Come on, get in. The warm stuff's getting out.
Alright, I squeeze in.
Sorry, we barely have room for one.
He points his thumb
You
at the
go
lieutenant.
ahead. I'm too old for this.
I'm actually not, he thinks. I just dislike delinquents.
I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
He gestures for you to squeeze in.
Kim, don't be judgy. I'm investigating.
Kim has the sickest burns. Because he's the only person whose opinion you care about. Canisters filled with what appears to be water? The label says distilled.
Oh, they all got CPAP machines. Okay.
A speaker, the big kind they use for live music.
Alright.
You see a youngish man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush down and extends his hand in greeting.
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
I'll shake his hand.
His grip is strong, sweaty, and warm. He's trying to project and inspire confidence.
This is my posse, Noid.
The young man with earrings looks at you suspiciously.
And Egghead. Egg!
He yells. The tape player high above his head continues to blast strange music.
Together with a Settle Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation, we like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers.
Wait, how many music venues have you organized?
We have many in the pipeline, officer.
That means they haven't set up a single one yet.
Thank you, Rhetoric. Why are you here?
You see, we've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue in.
Also for talent.
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the real estate part.
Place is a shithole.
I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues.
There's no need. The place is pretty bad.
Which brings me to the problem of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of narcomania on the coast.
An attempt to pander to your perceived conservative sensibilities. No person his age would ever use a word like narcomania with a straight face. Don't fall for it.
Enough histrionics. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the church, and I'm not exaggerating.
Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
Dopeheads!
Burnouts!
He angrily spits on a screw, then starts cleaning it.
Okay.
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that, in Revachol.
Strike that! The world!
And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts hold up in there were the worst kind.
He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how bad those dopeheads and burnouts really are. Good. This calls for an opinion. You're an expert in those.
I feel like you may be laying this on a bit thick. What's really so bad about these dope heads and burnouts?
They're spooky.
What exactly do you mean by spooky?
I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is, their spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church into a community centre and a place of spiritual refuge. Also, they don't eat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse.
People just want to spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. No one can dance like that.
Thank you, Egghead. So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter. Getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, I'm sure it's not what the Ecclesiastes meant their property for.
I'll look into it. Tell me more.
All right, man.
He claps his hands enthusiastically.
Andre's obviously very happy you took him seriously. The whole tent is. The boys exchanged giddy looks.
Did you put the padlock on the door?
Yes. I asked Noy to install a measure against more drifters wandering in. It's a temporary fix, just something to contain the situation.
I had to do it in an hurry. Not my best work, but it should hold for a while.
How long those people have been locked in there?
Not long. Like a week, maybe?
How can you be sure they haven't starved to death?
I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on. I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive.
85% is good enough. No one lives forever, baby.
Wow.
Exactly. That's exactly what we thought.
Where's this recklessness coming from?
I'm trying to get... Well, I want to ask them for the key, and I don't want to, like, scold them to turn them off of it.
The rage! Rough blaze!
Egg means the situation is monitored. It's relatively safe. No one has died yet.
I need the key?
Of course. Noid, give the officer the key.
All right.
The speed freak dips into his belt pack and produces a yellow key. He then makes a sudden, cool-infused move, tossing it in your general direction. You're so good at this.
Be the cool cop. Get you to fly towards me.
It's as if time is frozen somehow. You think you can sense the key moving in the air. Yeah, this is going to be way cool.
Don't ruin the cool by overdoing it. Raise your hand in front of your face with minimum effort.
Blam! Straight in the eye. Straight in the old eye hole. In the looking ball. Man up. It's nothing. Pick the goddamn key up. Put it in your pocket and move on.
I'm getting too old for this. Where were we?
My bad.
As always, we'll be right here, waiting patiently for the news. Yeah!
Okay, that's not what that line says.
Alright.
What do you think of their music?
I mean, so I listen to a lot of music made by our people, and this this is about the same. It has fewer melodies than I'm used to, but you know.
You know, listen, I play you one piece of noise-infused speed metal, and it's just like, I'll never hear the end of it.
Alright, I now have a key. Okay. let's check this out.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
Okay, I will open the padlock with the key.
The lock turns easily. You hear a click as the shackle pops open. Feels like electricity and a very small piece of nothingness.
Let's go.
Pull on the doors.
A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum in the heart of the city.
A strange stillness fills you as you look ahead. You should walk here, not run. This grotesque wooden figure looks half finished. More of the forked lightning pattern that you saw outside. Bark beetles? No, it looks intentional. Some long-forgotten style. The blackboard is filled with complex equations. They look recent.
Can we come over here first? Look at this.
This bowl is filled with water. A live wire runs directly into it.
Oh! Well, okay,
There are quite a few such bowls there on the floor.
Yeah,
Cold wind blows in from the broken gallery. Makes your skin crawl. 2 decks of reel-to-reel tapes spinning on empty. A portable Harman Wowshy tape recorder. Is it possible it's recording something?
A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity.
Another radio computer. And this time it's already turned on.
He seems cautious around the machine.
These machines sometimes harbor traps, he thinks. Alarm systems and the like. Let's be careful.
We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case.
yes, but this machine looks just like the one in the Doom commercial area.
It's also quite similar to the one we have down at the station. Must be the same model.
He inspects the machine's framework, careful not to touch anything.
A quaint little box of radio waves.
Wait, let me just investigate it. I step behind the computer.
You see fluorescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open. The lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glowing frame reflected back from his diamond-shaped glasses. You're free to proceed.
I look inside the compartment.
Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says, in black marker, log, February to March.
I press play.
The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Good evening. Votre accident on Saint-Brun. This is the East Insulindian Rapid Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
What are you, a machine or are you alive?
Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name is Yvonne. Now please repeat. Is this the personal log?
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
I, I like the fact that you don't even have the option to try to respond to her in like a competent way.
Yvonne, my partner here tells me that you're here because radio computer guys are all paranoid.
They're merely cautious. It's my job to protect their filaments as a password repeater at the East Insulindian Station.
On an island on the river Esperance, a small woman, all skin and bones, sits in a room filled with audio equipment. Thousands of tiny lights are reflected back from her prescription lenses, like stars in the dark.
Now, please tell me why you're calling, Fortress Accident.
I looked inside the core, but the tape on the filament just said log Feb to March.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer.
I don't know the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt. Fortress Accident, is there anything else I can do for you today?
Thanks, but I'm finished with this call.
Sleep well, Fortress Accident.
She says as her voice disappears into a whirl of static.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons.
I'll press Plint.
Nothing happens.
Alright, let's see. I got some money. Some shoes of empathy. Some empathy shoes.
Very empathic footwear.
Oh, is that okay?
A spider has spun its web around this wood-carved pillar. You had to look all the way around it to know for sure. Very important stuff. A cracked pane of glass. Colorful. Frost has drawn flowers on the glass, obscuring the view.
Okay. Alright,
Boy,
Is
I
there
sure
more?
hope that Mesk Banger doesn't, like, need their stuff.
I mean, there's no one in here.
Well, there's no one in here right now.
The silence in this part of the church, it's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore. Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent.
Wait, I think I hear something.
And then it's gone. Almost all of it. But for the faintest of hums, you can hardly hear your own breathing.
Oh, I don't like either of these. I'll yell as loud as I can, though. I don't have any other option.
Your voice is barely audible. Not a howl, but the softest of whimpers. It's unnerving.
Probably I'm also going to stop my feet and clap my hands.
You produce a few muffled thumps, after which the silence feels even more total, somehow.
What's happening?
The lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans closer.
Can you hear anything?
Almost nothing. It's beginning to worry me.
The church just has strange acoustics, some engineering trick.
Maybe the church was designed this way to prevent boisterous activity, singing and dancing, on its premises.
Maybe they want to discourage singing and dancing?
Could be.
He doesn't seem entirely convinced, though.
I look up into the bell tower.
The orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead.
Not
What
your
if I don't-
strongest suit.
It's a red check. That's very interesting. What if I don't want to know what's up there?
The silence, the darkness, they've enveloped you as in a cocoon. You cannot move anymore.
What?
Relax. It'll be okay.
All right.
Just darkness without end. It makes your head spin.
What's the darkness like?
Filled with vague shapes of woodwork. The sense of a great height.
Try to make out something, anything.
There's nothing. You're dizzy and disoriented as you see dark and more dark rising.
Officer, what are you looking at?
He follows your gaze, attempting to see whatever it is that you are seeing.
I'll blink.
You see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you with dark eyes.
Oh.
Maybe it's possible to talk to it. Is that a man? Looks more like part of the carpentry of the building came alive and is now studying you intently.
I will say nothing and be quiet for now.
The man leaned forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, then speaks.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry, everything's gonna be alright. You come to the right place.
The right place for what?
Here you can receive the mother's love. And when you're ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of the despair at the bottom of that bottle.
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
I'm put off by this religious stuff, he thinks. And maybe the ceiling climbing, too. It's all very hard to square with the lieutenant's own view of reality. Hey, and what was that about the bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already. Shish.
Oh, hell no, and just runs screaming from the church.
Yeah, I guess I have had a bit of a problem. It's been getting out of hand lately, but...
Está crudo, way. I see deep inside you. Your body and your spirit are suffering greatly from overindulgence. And you don't even know it.
Oh, I'm very in touch with my suffering.
Not all of it. I was like you once. You don't know all the havoc El Vino is wrecking on your mind and your spirit. Necesita parar, homie.
You know, actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
Look at these crazes. What is this shit?
For some reason, I feel like you have a point there.
Don't trust me. Trust the mother. I'm only the messenger, Holmes.
His voice echoes in the cold air of the church.
This is the Church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
He sways gently on the beams, waiting for you to take it all in.
You have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Is he just trying to throw you off your game? 'Tis not an act, my liege. Save him perchance he hath deceived his very self. This man is a zealot.
Where did you come from?
Up there, Holmes.
He smiles strangely and turns his head up to look into the darkness of the church tower.
The first question is kind of silly because, like, but I guess they don't have a Spider-Man in this world. So they don't know. Are you human? You weren't moving like a human.
I am. At least in part, Holmes, into the mother's love burns away the cruel distinctions of the body.
You sound like you're not from around here.
Haven't you ever met a Mex before? Cabron. Surprising number of us around Revachol.
Boy, this.
Oh.
First of all, he should probably just like read the line correctly. But secondly, I don't think this guy was voiced at all. I didn't remember this vocal performance. I'm a little.
Yeah, this isn't. Yeah.
It is a little on the nose that he mispronounced it Mex.
Yeah. What's Mesk?
You know, I'm not so sure myself anymore. Don't really matter, though.
Well, at least you're human. That's a relief.
Glad you're feeling more comfortable. First-timers are always nervous.
Okay, I have other questions.
The sinewy figure lingers on the wooden beams, blending into the shadows.
Actually, at first, I was going to ask about the nightclub, but first, what are you doing here?
This is a special place. There's a perforation in the world up there. A way out into nothingness. This church was built around it for purposes of veneration. I circled it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days, I'll be pure enough to go drink from it directly.
Who's this mother of silence you keep talking about?
Oh, that's no simple question, I said. She is one who can be painted or sculpted. She is a cavity in the dark beyond sense. She saved me, but I couldn't describe her to you. No one can, Holmes. And no one.
His adoration is beyond sexual.
Oh.
This cavity is something that no human form has.
Did not mean to click on that early. What will happen once you drink from this perforation?
I will be incinerated, but not destroyed. Finally, at one with the state of the world before reality began.
That sounds a bit like substitution behavior, no? You know a thing or two about that.
You sure you didn't switch one drug for another?
It's not like that at all, man. It's just faith and joyful service.
Too gleeful, those words. He is lying. Not to you, to his very own self.
I was being insensitive. Sorry. Well, let's move on.
No worries, man. I know this shit takes time.
How did you find this place, this church?
Hard to say. I think I did some construction work here, back when I still had material worries. Up there, I realized what the true purpose of the church was. Been spending a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me now, eh? It didn't belong to me.
Are these yours? I show him the scarf and shoes that I found lying
I
around.
think they were. A long time ago. I had to shed them like skins to get closer to the center of the silence. You could have them. I don't need them anymore.
Okay, well, I still don't understand what you're doing in the church.
I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the mother's glory.
Can you sing for me? Sing for me something?
I ain't from no Marietta, if that's what you're thinking. And the song I sing is silent as the mother.
Oh, okay. Right. I had other questions.
The sinewy figure lingers on the wooden beams, blending into the shadows.
You've been here a long time. Do you know why the church was abandoned?
Police raid a while back.
He responds, his voice suddenly flat.
Did you witness it?
Not really, or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job. That's what's so great about the mother. It lets you forget about everything.
Some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub.
The ones in the tent outside, right? I see them. Think they scared of me.
Do they have reason to be scared?
Nah, man. They look pretty funny. And I don't harm no one anymore. Anyway.
Though he used to, a long time ago.
So what do you think about the nightclub, that is?
Why not? They wouldn't bother me none. I'm usually way up there, imbibing. Ain't no music on earth that can reach where I go. Might even be nice to have some company.
Do you know where the other spooker is pointed to strange machines around you?
Other spooker? Oh, esa viejita es muy estudiosa. Don't know, Holmes.
Viejita is grandma?
Wait, so there is another person living in the church, and it's a viejita?
No. I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young. Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear.
And you don't know where she is?
That's what I said, Holmes.
How can you not know that when you both live here?
Don't really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. We got different interests.
So you got nothing else to tell me, how she looks, what she does, who is she?
I'm afraid not, Essay. You just have to wait until she comes back, or...
Have you by any chance heard the Vita say the password to her radio computer?
Too many times, Essay. You need it for something.
Surveys are a good way to fish for personal information, especially in the name of public safety.
Why? Why is Drama suddenly Sir Hiss? What is going on?
I think in a very real way, Drama has always been Sir Hiss.
Okay, yeah, I'll try that. I'm doing a survey of passwords and passcodes, identifying regional trends, in the interest of public safety, of course.
Don't sweat it, vato. The password is afterlife death. What you think of that? Makes me almost pity La Nilita Pequeña when I hear it.
Okay then, thanks.
I think we're done here, Essay.
The figure crawls off into the darkness above. He's got the same, like,
That
extremely...
was an interesting conversation.
The same extremely...
the same extremely weird cadence as the narrator.
Yeah.
Where, like, there are all kinds of words that after which he will just pause for a full second before continuing his speech, even though that doesn't make any sense to do.
However, I'm still not sure how it's relevant to our investigation.
Kim, just let me cook. Did I use that properly?
Yeah, yes you did. I would say that that's correct.
First time for everything.
Okay, I'm going to ask... no, go ahead and click. Someone's siphoning electrical current from outside into this antenna. I'm going to ask, before you jump into anything else here, let's call this one here.
Okay.
You've done some important work. You talked to some teens and became their unwitting stooge. And you had a conversation with a guy who is certainly a kind of portrayal. So that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, hopefully all of the voice acting we hear will make us slightly less uncomfortable. And we'll see you then.